Pam, I'm telling you, if you haven't started doing that yet, you got to do that when you wake up in the morning. You would not believe how it fires you up. Ow! Hey, one day before April Fool's Day, I got Courtney in there, man. Courtney's getting ready to tell you. Courtney out of Texas, not a faithful for days. Walking around. See what he's wearing now? Corey walking up and down the streets. Corey's a big dude, though. Ain't nobody going to be messing with him. I don't care if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan or not. And Corey plays ball, too. Corey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
You, man. Hey, Corey, as a matter of fact, you still playing ball right now? You guys just getting started with the season, getting finished with the season? What's going on?
Oh, we're just getting started.
Corey, what position you play, man? As if anybody couldn't tell, man. What position you play?
Actually, I'm playing both right tackle and defensive tackle. I start on both sides.
See, I knew he was gonna say that too, man. But you gonna say, "Well, yeah, Ronbo, you already know him." Yeah, I know. You know, stay is, man. Hey, I tell you what, Corey, man, I'm your picks, man. I can't wait to hear the reaction we get. And how you go, and get ready because there's going to be questions. By the way, fam, if you have a question for our GM of the day, Q. That's hashtag Q. Put the question. We'll see it immediately, and we'll relay it to the GM of the day, Courtney. Courtney, without any further ado, I tell you what, I'm going to step back out the way. You are in charge. You are the man running Santa Clara. Go for it.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and open this thing up. Tell you right now, my first pick with the number 2 pick, we're taking Quinnen Williams. And if I have to really explain to you about Quinnen Williams, then you hadn't really watched it. Now, this is my thing. My thing on that is the reason why I'm not going with what everybody wants to be the consensus is Bosa. Because I'm going to say I respect what Bosa did as far as, making a business decision for his career going to the NFL. But this is just for our Night of Faithful. I want you to think about that. What if we're in the Super Bowl and he chooses to make a business decision? Doesn't want to play through pain. Don't want to make that extra effort. Because he's worried about what he can get next year. Cam Newton didn't make it, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Cam Newton made a business decision in the Super Bowl. Didn't try to cover a fumble.
Yeah. Everybody agrees on that. Cam and that wasn't Cam was getting out the way. Yeah.
Cam wanted to make a business decision. Now, also, you got to look at his brother. His brother held out for more money. What if he's not satisfied with what we offer? But that's enough of that. Back to Quinnen Williams. As much D Ford more than likely is going to be an end. He's not going to be an outside linebacker, which people think he's going to be. It's just that he's played in a system before where he's also played in a 4-3, so they know he can fit. Which is one reason why we didn't go after Justin Houston, in my opinion, because he's basically a 3-4 outside linebacker, which is why he's up in Indianapolis now. But with Quinnen Williams, you're getting an absolute beast. This is the thing about Quinnen Williams. He wasn't supposed to be the guy that shined on that defensive line. It was 2 other guys. There's another defensive tackle and a defensive end for Alabama that everybody was talking about.
Cleveland.
All of a sudden, yes. All of a sudden, Quinnen Williams comes along.
Oh, no, I got the wrong
says,
team.
"Oh, y'all not talking about me." Perfect example. He knew how good he was. I don't know if anybody watched the interviews of when he was talking about when he was with Alabama and he was talking about going against Kyler Murray. And he was about to talk. See, he about to say something bad about Kyler Murray, and he stopped himself because he knew he shouldn't do it. He knew he shouldn't do it, but he went out in that game and he played against the best offensive line and murdered them. He killed. Kyler Murray didn't know where that boy was coming from the whole time. By the time they snapped the ball, he was already on the side of a defender. The kid, he's quick, he's strong, and he can get from point A to point B in a hurry, as big as he is. I mean, you think about it. A guy running a 4.8 that size
300 pounds.
is 300 pounds and is an absolute monster. And you got to think about the history of interior defenders in Alabama have been very good lately. And I think that's what we need is, yes, the outside rush. I like it. I like the move with D Ford. I love it. But if you look at Patrick Mahomes, where did he struggle at most when they played New England? They sent the pressure up the middle. If you're in his face, what can you do? And then they had containment on the outside because the guy that was getting all the sacks was Flowers. He was running right into it. So you look at anytime you get that pressure up the middle, say Aaron Donald, enough said. When he's there,
Russell Wilson hates him.
Yes. And luckily Russell has the type of magic that he works with to where he can get away. But everybody's not going to be that way. I really think that if we get with Quinnen Williams, it's going to change the dynamic of our defensive line. You imagine him and Defoe together in that interior. You got Ford on the edge, and you let Armstead or who else, which I'm not too happy with him anyway, but I'm trying to give him a chance.
Hey, come on! I like Eric. All right.
you just gotta. I'm not gonna say I'm trying to give Eric Armstead a chance, but there's gonna have to be some competition for that other spot. Who wants it more? Because it's also gonna help our secondary with what we have up front. You can't have the type of defense that we run, especially with a lot of cover two and all that built within it, and not have a guy that's in the middle killing everything. If you got two, they're gonna run. They're gonna run. The quarterbacks are gonna run themselves into the wrong place, or you're not gonna have enough to stop them. That guy can beat double teams because he's so quick, very strong at the point of attack, and has a motor. He doesn't quit on plays, and I love that about him. Bosa, yeah, he has a motor. Yeah, he's great on the edge, but so I think it's the whole business decision thing that he made that kind of gets me. Because you have the other guy that sat out at U of H and he didn't distance himself from the team. He gets into it, and guess what? A coach gets fired behind it. Because I really think that's what led to what happened to Major Applewhite getting fired. Is the argument they had on the sideline. But like I said, Quinnen Williams, hands down, I'm taking him. That's what we need. We need that guy in the middle that is gonna be there. And he's the thing is, when you got pressure coming up the middle, you're gonna have those guys on the. This makes it easier for those guys on the edge. Because now you're worried about the inside. You're not worried about outside. Now you have to. You don't know where this guy's coming from. And plus, that also takes with Fred Warner. Fred Warner is a very intelligent linebacker. If he gets those guys lined up in the right spot, and he knows he has the confidence to have in Quinnen Williams and Defoe, knowing he got two guys like that in front of him, we will wreak havoc on offensive lines all season.
And especially with Quan, the crazy man, right next to him. I you know what? I got to tell you right now, Courtney, I have been a huge Bosa fan, but you made me see I'm always ready to be convinced of other things. I can see now what that could be an advantage. You know, Courtney, got some questions for you right now. Daniel, SF 49ers fan 5249 says, but what about Q Williams making the business decision to not give 110% in the championship game? Do we want a young man who we all saw on national TV quit? Courtney, a lot of people say that about Quinnen. What is your observations on that?
When I watched that game, I didn't see him quit. They got that whole defensive line got outplayed by the Clemson offensive line. But you also got to look at the fact that Alabama wasn't on the field long. Clemson's defensive line was killing them. You got 3 guys on that defensive line that are possible first rounders.
Yeah.
You got 3. It wasn't that he was. It's not necessarily he was quitting. The boy was tired. They were tired. That whole team. That you could see a tired defense
from being out there all day.
I watched them because I was like, I've never seen them move that slow or lag like that. If you're watching that game, it's because Clemson was really the up tempo they had in the game. They weren't wasting time getting to the line of scrimmage. They were being methodical about what they wanted to do, but they're thinking, oh, we finna play Trevor Lawrence. It's a freshman quarterback. What is he gonna do to us that we haven't seen already? Well, you saw what they did. The kid can light it. The kid's legit, is what they found out.
Yeah, and you know what?
I think they underestimated him more than. But as far as Quinnen Williams quitting, if you look at that whole team, that whole defensive line was tired. They were on the field too long. They couldn't get nothing going.
This is why I always say the Bama quarterback was talking major smack before that game. He shouldn't have done that. I think he fired Clemson up.
Should have said that about the 49ers when he got there.
That's another thing. Let me. Hey, big homie in there. He says, great draft already. Quinnen Williams is a freak. Big homie in there is a big Quinnen Williams fan as well. And also, let's see. All right, now Blaze Pyrex says, why would Nick Bosa sit down in the Super Bowl and not make a big check? The Chargers were trying to screw Joey Bosa, right? You know what? That's interesting because this is the first thing I've heard about. I didn't know what kind of deal the Chargers were trying to run on Joey, but like you said, Joey was about to sit the whole season out. But what do you think about now? Would Nick actually make a? Well, I think you use that as an example of possibly. What do you mean by that?
What I was saying is that, okay, just like I said, Cam made his decision by not going after that football. He thought, oh, my leg, oh, football, oh, it's 2 guys around me. I don't want to grab this football, and backed away from it. When in the game on the line, you have to make that play. What
Especially
I'm trying to
Super
say
Bowl.
with Bosa, what I'm trying to say with Bosa, what if he gets to that point where he has to make that play and he chooses not to? Okay, say he know he's about to get earholed by a lineman, but he needs to be there to get to help to be in the way of that lineman so the linebacker can make the play. What if he chooses not to take that hit? What if he chooses not to sacrifice his body at that point in time? You've been sacrificing your body the whole game. Because, they do run certain schemes where ends have to get in the way of certain linemen for a linebacker to make the play. It's just like with a defensive tackle. If a defensive tackle, his job is to keep those guards off the linebacker and help stop the run or pass rush. It's either that. But it's one of those 2 things. It's the technique behind it and all that. But what I'm trying to say with Bosa, I don't want him to sit there and say, not just say, I was using this example saying, oh, he got a big payday coming up. But say it's not that. Say it's not a payday. Say it's, oh, I just want to live to fight another day. You in a game. You've been playing. Don't wait till the game's on the line and you decide you want to make the decision to change your mind. I don't want.
All right.
What if he does change his mind? Not saying that he will, but what if he does? That's just the thought process I had going in my head because I like Bosa, I do. But the whole thing is, all right, I made a business decision for my future. Okay, you finna make this amount of money.
All right. I tell you what.
Into your rookie contract, we in the Super Bowl, and hey, I could get blindsided and get hurt.
And Courtney, we better move the pick number 2. First of all, I'll tell you, if you're watching right now, there's a mistake. We didn't number 2 pick. It was number 2 pick, not number 6. That Courtney just gave you the overall number 2 pick. Courtney, let's get to round 2.
All right, round 2. I am with what I feel we need at safety. What we need in the secondary. We need a guy that can be interchangeable. He can play free safety, but the guy that I'm selecting is Jonathan Abrams out of Mississippi State.
Yeah.
The reason why, the kid's excellent tackler. If you're watching his game, and being that I'm not saying that just because that's my alma mater, but watching, being a fan of the sport, I went back and I watched some of the stuff that he did because I'm actually a friend of Jonathan Simmons, so who is unfortunately going through an ACL tear and still a highly ranked prospect. But as far as me picking Jonathan Abrams, good instincts. Let's see. Speed runs a 4.40, so you know he has the speed. He cover grounds well if you ever watch tape on him. You ever watch any game, great open field tackler. He's very decisive. Once he makes the decision, his foot in the ground and go. He's there. And he ain't just trying to he wants to knock your block off when he gets there. That's what he wants to do. I love that. But he's also very strong in zone coverage, which is what we need. We need somebody strong in zone on the back end. And he's also good enough to cover tight ends. Those receiving tight ends. He reacts quickly. Let's say, okay, this for example, junior year. His junior year, he had 71 tackles, 5 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. This is his junior year. This past season, he ups that to 99 tackles, 2 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, 3 sacks, and 9 tackles for loss. You're getting that out of a safety. And he flies all over the field. You just watch him. He's everywhere. The dude is everywhere. So
Courtney, Abrams is he's a senior?
Yeah.
Wow. You know the good thing about that is he's well seasoned. I like that.
Yeah, he's an excellent, and he's very smart. Very, very, very smart. As far as like I said, I was impressed with his hitting skills, and I say his coverage skills too. And I was like, oh, he's not that bad. He's gonna be very good in coverage. So especially in the zone. Now he can play free safety, but I think his strong suit would be strong safety.
So that would put him in direct competition with Kwaski and Marcel. Can he beat him out?
I really do. Like a lot of other scouts have him as a plug and play safety.
Well, how heavy is he?
Thinks about his job. He's, if I remember correctly,
I remember he's only about 205.
Yeah, he's 205, and he's about. Hold on, I got it right here.
5'10"?
Yeah, 205, 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. You know, I really maybe the 49ers, because I read the book on him as well, and I said I didn't know he was a senior. But hey, he might be able to. Could he cover? Because I'm worried about Jimmy Ward and Colbert back there. I'm not sure if they're going to get the right kind of.
He reacts very well in coverage. If you watch him, he reacts very well. Sometimes you may think a couple times I say to make a play where it looked like he didn't have the guy covered, but what he was trying to bait the quarterback to make it seem like he was there. And then, I'm there to make the play. Okay, for example, watch and this is also a testament to Mississippi State defense. They gave the least amount of touchdowns out of anybody this year.
There you go.
But the game against Alabama, watch the Alabama game.
Man.
Watch the game against Alabama. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Okay, like the only game I really seen that was it wasn't bad for him. It was bad offensively for Mississippi State. That was against Kentucky. But then when you got Josh Allen chasing you all over the place.
Well, that dude. Tell you what, go ahead, we should get to round 3 because we got a lot of questions mounting up for you, and I'm gonna let you finish up here as much as we at least get to the 4th or 5th round before we get into these questions because there are a lot of them. So, Courtney, 3rd round, please.
3rd round, I'm taking a wide receiver. It is Hakeem Butler out of Iowa State. The kid is legit. He is legit. He's just. I just think he'll be the one that'll be available for us. And I was kind of debating between him and Lil Jordan Humphrey from Texas. The thing that got me out of Lil Jordan Humphrey was his combine was not spectacular at all. He didn't have a great combine. But from what I seen at him on the field, it's like, some guys don't translate well in those combines, and they play better on the field than they do. But
which I was getting ready to ask you about right now. And just like Greedy Williams. Greedy went out there and ran a world-class 40 and had to go home afterward. I mean, Greedy, where's the toughness? Whoa, where you going? I mean, it's like you say, though, some guys are not combine guys, like DK Metcalf, who dominated. DK Metcalf is the number 1 wide receiver ranked right now because of the combine. And as people say, DK wasn't even the best player on his team.
No, A.J. Brown was the better receiver. Was the better. A.J. Brown was awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing with I think that with Hakeem Butler, he's 6'5", 227 pounds. So he's a big wide receiver. He already gives you the size mismatch for NFL corners. And this season he had 60 receptions for a little over 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns. This shows how much he improved because he only had 41 catches for less than 700 yards the year before.
Yeah.
But he had 7 touchdowns. So that lets you know he's a red zone threat. And I think that's another thing that we don't have. As a wide receiver, we don't have that big guy that can give you that maybe can extend that possession because he made that big play using his body. That guy that can go up, and I think he's and having a 36-inch vertical, and not to mention a 4'4", 840.
With all that size.
At 6'5", I think he probably, if we got him, he'd be I really believe picking him up would be steal in the 3rd round.
Courtney, you're going for him in the 3rd round, though. He's projected to be available in the 4th round, but like some people are saying in the chat, I don't even think he's going to get out of the 2nd round. We'll be lucky, though, and I think you're right, though. The 49ers, to get him a shot at him at the 3rd round, he is gone, especially if they pick up Abrams in the 2nd round. So this is highly possible.
Yeah, see, the guy is, like I said, I can't remember what game it was when he made that catch across the middle with one hand. And I said
everybody's got that now. And you got to have one film. You got to have one piece of footage that shows you doing the OBJ. Actually, we named that after OBJ, but OBJ is not the first guy in football history to do that. We had a dude. What's that kid, man? He was awesome. He came back and played with us in 2014 after having been gone for a few years. He did that, and actually, it was prettier than OBJ's. My man was completely parallel. He was level in the air, extended fully.
Was it Brandon Lloyd?
Brandon, yes! Brandon was fully extended, feet off the ground, both feet off the ground, and he was fully stretched out. I mean, but nobody made a huge deal out of it. I thought it was special, but not like they did for OBJ. So, everybody's got to do it. Courtney, questions about them? Go ahead and get to round 3. Or is that round 4? I'm sorry.
Round 4, going with offensive lineman, because I think that's another place where we need a little depth at. We need depth. And there's a guy by the name of Max Sharpen. He can play guard and he can play tackle. He's actually played on both sides of the line, playing left tackle. This year he played right tackle, kind of like McGlinchey did, went from right tackle to left tackle, and then back to right tackle. But this guy can also play guard.
Ooh, valuable.
He's his name he's from out of Northern Illinois. He started. Now this is what I like about him the most is he's durable because he started 53 consecutive games, and that's every game of his career from 2015 to 2018. He played every offensive snap. That's 998 plays in 2018. And he only allowed 8 QB pressures on 469 pass blocking snaps for a 92.2% pass block grade.
Work.
He did allow his first sack since 2015 this season. One sack since 2015 is what you allow.
Yeah.
And he didn't allow a sack or a QB pressure against Utah, BYU, or Florida State. And he's also named one of the top 10 offensive linemen in FBS by USA Today. I just think because he went to Northern Illinois, a lot of those linemen there don't get a lot of shine anyway. And it's some great offensive linemen in this draft. It really is. I mean, from what I saw at the combine, it's some great guys, some good players out there. I just really think that's the only thing that's hurting him is because of the school he went to, and they run the ball a lot too. But the thing that jumped out at me, like I said, the most is his consecutive game streak. And you play 53. You literally started every game of your career in college. Oh, and he's smart because he graduated college in like 3 years, and he's finishing. He's going to leave college with his master's degree.
And he did that in 3 years? Masters?
He's going to leave. He's about to leave college with his master's degree.
Dang! How do you juggle playing ball? And you know how many hours you got to put in a study to attain your master's in 3 years? It takes most guys 5 to 6. He did it in 3. Kyle's gonna love him just for that long. This dude should be able to absorb and comprehend quickly as to what he's trying to. Is he athletic though? That's the thing. Because they run a lot though. You said they run a lot at that school. He should be able to get out in space and do a job then. Because that's what Kyle Shanahan wants.
They showed him on the left side before, and he was. I think it was his junior season. He was his last season. He was playing the left tackle. He moved to the right tackle just so they could shore up them being able to run to the right. So I'm pretty sure, and he started out, I believe, being at guard, but because he's 6'6".
Oh yeah.
He has quick feet. He has great hand placement when he's blocking, and he uses every bit of his frame to try to road grade you. But like I say, what impressed me the most is his pass block. If you give, I think we're gonna need that because if you have a guy, we constantly keep having linemen that go down, and it's like we gotta find that depth, and I really think that if you get the reason why I went with him at pick 104 is because I think if you get a good one now, you'll have him developed by the time
Staley
leaves.
Yeah.
So say Staley leaves, McGlinchey can play either tackle. Move him over to the left tackle if you want, and then have this young man come in and play right tackle, or he can fill in and guard.
Yeah.
But
and the more grooming he gets between now and the time Staley leaves, you're absolutely right. It's nothing but a plus. Let's get to that 5th round pick. That's 6.
Oh,
We got 6. Oh, you got 2 6-round picks. Yeah, give us that first one.
no, that first one is Jimmy Moreland, quarterback out of James Madison.
Man.
I saw him at the when they showed him at the Senior Bowl, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They showed how the kid is good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lesser known name because of the school that he went to. But however, he's a very worthy prospect. He has the makings of a good slot corner in the NFL. And I put it like this: he's an FCS All-American this past year. Had 5 INTs, 15 passes defense, 56 tackles as a senior. Although he's only 5'11", 175, but you're 5'11", 175 and have a 39-inch vertical
That'll work.
and run a 4.40.
Yeah.
So, but he finishes his career in his college career with 18 interceptions, and 6 of those he returned. He took to the house. So he knows what to do once he gets the ball and creates a turnover. And what you see out of him on tape, if you watch him, he may be undersized, but he is very physical.
Yeah.
Very physical. He doesn't let that. He kind of gets away with certain things that taller corners can't get away with.
Mm.
And he uses that to his advantage.
Mm.
So what I like about him, I think most, is that he's not afraid to be physical despite his stature. And he's a joy to watch because he should be at a disadvantage. He should be at a disadvantage, but for him, he attacks head on, and he often wins that battle if you look at it. Mm-hmm. I just think with him, another thing he does well is he recognizes routes and tendencies very well. So, that's what leads to you having 18 INTs and 6 of them return for touchdowns. So, he's out. What I really think that what we're needing is, especially with how we are in our secondary, being that's really our weakest spot on the team.
Ball hawks.
Yes. Exactly. We need that guy that's like him. He's fast. He's agile. And if you look at some of his highlight tapes, he can track the ball in the air. And a lot of things they complimented him on, especially at his pro days, they was like, he didn't drop one pass that was thrown to him. And he even was in the return game, and one of the scouts, I believe, from the Baltimore Ravens, told him to catch him one-handed. And he was catching returns from the jug machine with one hand.
Oh.
And that's another impressive thing about him. So he has great hands, and like I said, one of his biggest things is just because he's small, God's not afraid to be physical. And when you're playing the type of defense we have, you have to be physical.
Absolutely.
Because it kind of goes back to I think I told you about this before, but when I went to the Giants game, and that's what bothers me with Jimmy. This is one thing that bothers me with Jimmy Ward is he was in at safety.
Yeah.
And Akello is in the slot. OBJ, why Akello was in the slot, I still don't know why. But Akello was in the slot. Akello was in the slot, and OBJ is on him. We listened to him. So I'm sitting right there, not in the red seats in the first one. We listened to Jimmy tell him back off. Who tells you to back off? You gonna give one of the best wide receivers in the league a free release? And sure enough, he scores a touchdown right in front of my eyes. So,
Courtney, one question on that: how close was Akello on OBJ? I'm thinking Jimmy's probably thinking you can't hang with him. Back up, give him space.
He did. He gave he backed off about 3.5 yards, and you can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, not that far, because now he can get into a route. So, yeah.
Exactly. That's what he did. He made him sell like he was going to, and ran right behind him. He bit as soon as he saw him. Then he never had tried to jam. But I think that's also what Dante Whitner noticed about him too. He's not physical enough. So that's why I say a guy like Jimmy Moreland, I really think he has what it takes to actually be that nickel guy. But with his, he moves the field. He moves very well laterally too, and he's very quick off his movements when he plants his feet. So I think he could, if he had to, I think he could make that adjustment. You know, if he has to play nickel, but he's played on the outside, so you know what he can do on the outside. I just think with him being 5'11" and 175, he's gonna. I think he'll be a great nickel.
Can he beat it? Can he beat out DJ Reed?
Oh, that's one reason I want him, is because I want to see that competition. Because competition breeds character. And
yes,
so if you have two guys of that caliber, I know that this guy, I would have enough confidence in him if he puts the work in.
Yeah.
Say, hey, DJ, if you go down, we got another stud right behind you. And I really think he'll be a steal as a defensive back.
All right. Courtney, give us that last one, because we got a lot of questions for you to get to. Who's your last pick?
Oh shoot, I dropped it right here. I just had it. It's the last pick. I took offensive tackle out of USC just to kind of give us another depth, some more depth to that line. Because like I said, we had a lot of guys go down to the secondary, but we also had guys go down to the offensive line too.
True.
And it's Chuma Edoga. I kind of watched him while he was in high school. I saw him coming up the ranks, and then in college, he had like a one thing knee injury. He hyperextended his knee, and they was kind of worried about it, which is why I think he decided to go ahead and go to the draft this year instead of staying another year. But he's very quick feet. Now he's not 6'5", 6'6" guy. He's like 6'3". So I think what they'll probably end up doing with him, instead of him playing tackle,
guard,
they'll probably move him to guard. But what you see, he's dominant in the run.
He's 308 though. That'll work. Yeah.
He's dominant, but
34-inch arms is good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they say the only thing I think that they were talking about they had a knock on him was his feet at first, but at the combine I think they saw something different, which I did too. His feet are not bad, but he also one of those guys that when your offensive lineman hand placement is key.
Oh yeah,
but he's good with his hand placement.
All right.
Like if you want to hand fight with him, he'll hand fight with you. But once he locks those paws on you,
game over.
Yeah. I that's why I said I'm trying to go with as far as with the offensive lineman. I'm trying to go with guys that I know that I feel that can. Yeah, you were here, but we need you here. We know you can play right here. So it's that way, if you do go through that lineman carousel, so to speak, you know you got guys that can get the job done.
You don't want a guy that's coming in off the bench can't help you. That's true. Actually, NFL has him ranked as a chance to become NFL starter. So his grade is 5.65. That's not bad. Good choice. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and get on. I'll tell you what. And Big Show, he agrees. He says, I love Quinnen's life story. If it came down to two personalities, Williams is Lynch's guy. What's your assessment on Williams' character?
Oh, I like his character. I think. Say that again.
I'm sorry. I was. Go ahead and answer the question because I'm going to go through your draft again because I was just seeing the Big Show. But go ahead real quick and we go through your whole list.
I like his character. Like I said, I noticed something about his character in the interview with when they asked him before the before the game against Alabama, and he was about to say something he's really. I think he was about to say Kyler Murray ain't shit. Is what he was about to say, but he cut himself off and was just kind of look like, no, don't worry about it. I'll show you. And
Yeah.
if he shows out. The kid is standout. He shows out, and I think with his character, John Lynch will love it. John Lynch.
Because you know
loves the
what?
guy.
Because I don't care what Kingsbury says. That clowning around and making people believe that they're not interested in Kyler Murray, that's a joke. They're taking him. So if we got Quinnen sitting over there on the other side of the line, you know what? You know how I feel about you. Go ahead, snap the ball to him. I can just see it. That'd be great, you know. Hey, let me go down through Courtney's list first. First round pick at the number 2 overall pick. It is defensive tackle Quinnen Williams out of Alabama. Second round pick at number 36. He's a safety, Jonathan Abram, hard-hitting Mississippi State. And third round pick at number 67, wide receiver, the people's choice, long, tall, strong, and BADASS, Hakeem Butler, Iowa State. And a fourth round pick, 104. He plays guard or tackle. God knows if he could just play center. His name is Max Sharping, Northern Illinois. And at 6th round pick, 176, cornerback. He's being looked at by the 49ers even as we speak. From James Madison, Jimmy Moreland. And at 6th round pick, number 2, he's an offensive tackle. He's got great hands, as GM Courtney just pointed out. He's a big man, and probably his center of gravity is probably ideal for the run game. He is offensive tackle Chuma Edoga, SC. Fam, let's run over to your questions and get them right over to our GM right now. I think we got Daniel first. Oh, okay. Daniel, SF49ers fans 5249 says, Abrams is listed as a box safety, but we need more of a free safety. Wouldn't Nasser be a better fit for coverage?
I think that I do, but I honestly think Nasser added for some reason. One of the other reasons I went with Abrams over him is because, one, I know Abrams is. I know they say he's a box safety, but he still has the cover skills to be a free safety because he can cover ground fast. But the thing with the Sear, I really think he's going to be gone. I honestly do. I think
first round.
For some reason, I just got a feeling somebody's going to pull a fast one.
Yeah.
And he's going to be gone. So
Seahawks.
That's why I feel like
if he gets to the Seahawks, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Losing Earl Thomas.
I already had that figured out. Yeah. The Hawks are going to gobble him up. And there's a couple other teams that lost. Matthew went from what team? Texas?
Matthew went from the Texans to...
Yeah. But the Texans already signed somebody. I just realized.
To the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He replaced Eric Berry.
Yeah. Anyway, Nasser, you're right, though. I don't see him getting out of the first round either. So we'll see. All right. Anyway, question 6 says, Abrams. Okay, this is a lot of Abrams questions. Abrams is a strong safety, tight hips, no range, has only straight line speed. There's questions about him being a single high safety. But you go ahead. Let me hit upon it amplify a little further then.
He plays in a zone scheme. Another reason I went with him is because of scheme. I'm looking at guys that can come in and play in our scheme. The guy can cover tight ends in what the same. Okay, put it like this. Remember Cam Chancellor knocking the hell out of Vernon Davis?
Yeah.
Because he's a safety.
Vernon just got over that maybe a year before last. Yeah.
Exactly. He ain't been the same. So my thing is with Abrams out. What you hear and what you see on tape is different. I'm like, some guys are just gamers, and when you see him play, he's a gamer. He's like, if you look at a lot of play, Montez Sweat, I love the dude. I love Montez Sweat. But if you look at a lot of plays around the line of scrimmage, he's there. He's going to get there, but he's very decisive in what he does. He's not going to hesitate. He's not going to hesitate to get there. And I really think that from what I say, and I know they're saying about he only has straight line speed. I don't see that. His 3-cone drill says otherwise. They even talked about some of his flexibility during the combine. I mean, you don't run what he ran, and he has the explosiveness. He has everything I think needed to be the strong safety we need. Now, can he be developed into a free safety? Probably, but the best bet is to play him as strong safety. And I think that he'll probably compete for the starting job. And one thing is, Jaquaski, he's a bigger hitter than Jaquaski. He really is.
But you know what though? Jaquaski has been out. Him and Jimmy both. They'll make an early exit in the season. This year, I want to know if they can stay on the field because Jaquaski and Jimmy both seem to find a way to get off the field. I don't know if it's tackling technique or what, but how do they both break their arm every year? That's
part of that is tackling, and part of that I think is because the NFL is not the NFL anymore practice-wise. These guys used to get banged up in practice, get beat up. Now what happens? You get to practice, you can't hit, you can't do the things you used to do, and now what do you hear about guys? Oh, dang, he tore his ACL for a camp he was starting.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Or as soon as he takes a hit in camp when you first get the pads on, and now he hurt.
Yeah. And Gordon, that's a CBA. That's a players saying that we don't do this, we don't do that no more. We're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And you're right. It's taken away from some of the training, especially with offensive linemen too. That's why they come in every year and the defensive linemen be just taking them out of plays. Usually for the first 4 or 5 weeks, you see defenses just dominating, especially line play, right? So I think that has a lot to do with what you're saying. League rules and daintiness taken over where it's hurting certain positions. So, by the way, and Cynthia likes what's going on here. She says, Courtney, one of the best mocks I've seen yet. You're very well thought out, especially Quinnen Williams. All right. And thank you, Cynthia, for the contribution. Yeah. Let's get down to another cue. And also, Dana Hayes says he picked Quinnen. Great draft so far. But, it's so funny because there's a 3-way split. It used to be just about Josh Allen versus Nick Bosa. Now, Quinnen Williams has snuck into the round, Robin. And so 49er fans' infatuation is just shifting from one. And everybody's got a strong argument. But let me get to another question before we get into that, though. Alex Gilliam says, what are you doing with Solomon T?
You know what? This is the thing with Solomon, and I actually talked to somebody about this the other day. With what has happened, because in the 49er fan chapter I'm in here in Dallas, there's 2 people that are part of the chapter that are neighbors to his mom and dad, so they're friends of his family. Oh, yeah. And so I also am friends with his sister, with his late sister's ex-boyfriend, the guy that she was with before she unfortunately committed suicide. Yeah. But the thing with Solly, what he's going through right now, it takes a lot. I had a friend of mine that I went to high school with, went to the University of Texas, named Marcus Tubbs, went to the Seahawks, and his first year there, his mom passes away. Oh. He didn't have a great year. Next year, he played great. Played great. Wow. But some guys can't. It is when you lose that person that I think with Solly, the thing is with him, you saw the flashes. You can see it there. You can see it. I just don't. I think, like, I put it like this. Say, you seen a couple times when he got back there, the quarterback got away or the running back got away.
Or he ran past him. Like Kirk Cousins embarrassed him in that first game. Just
wow. You could be there one step away, right? So that extra drive that's pushing him. His sister was his number one fan, his biggest supporter, his right hand. So you thinking about you're dealing with something that one, your sister never told the family for about 2 or 3 years that she was uh, raped while she was in college. She held that in. She was suffering from depression. She's doing that. And all you can think of is that was my sister. She was my heart. And it's kind of hard to it's not easy to press on from. Like my mother died 7 years ago and I'm still not over it yet.
Yeah,
But
you learn to live with that, but nobody ever gets over this. I lost my mom too. I
but
still think about her constantly. But you learn to live. Go ahead and continue your life, though. So maybe you're right. Solomon Thomas has had his year of mourning, and will he be ready to play? You know what I'm really curious about though? What is you're going to take Quinnen Williams? What are you going to do with Solomon though?
I really think, and this is the other thing I was thinking about, and this may just seem kind of off the wall, but what if? Oh God, I hate to say this. What if he ended up being traded to Dallas?
What? Dallas?
Yeah,
oh, that is such a possibility. And then you give Dallas a draft pick and you take DeMarcus Lawrence. Somebody already made this. I'm telling you, I don't believe it. And somebody already said that.
That's what I'm saying. Say he gets traded to Dallas. He gets traded to Dallas. One, now he's back with a support system because this is where his family's at.
Ooh.
This is where his family's at.
Yeah.
He went to school. He went to Dallas Area High School. He went to Capel. So he's there. He's now you're in. Capel is probably 15 minutes maybe from where Frisco is, which is where the Dallas Cowboys practice facility is. So God, that hurt me to say that. But
I know, but it's because Jerry Jones is not going to make a deal with DeMarcus Lawrence, and the rumors are already floating around now that the 49ers may be in pursuit of DeMarcus Lawrence. So now you just mentioned if they get Quinnen, then the pieces all fall together. That would be the most dynamic frontline rush in the league because you could put DeMarcus probably over at the big end. You'd have Quinnen in the middle just raising hell with the force. There's not a team in the NFL that's going to do a lot of things in the trenches against that team. Wow.
And now because you got that, now you got linebackers that can fly to the football.
Yes.
Because of what's going on. When your front seven is in sync, there's nothing you make it easier on your secondary one.
Yeah. They don't even have to do much back there now.
So you think about it, they make a trade. We make a trade, find a way to get DeMarcus Lawrence, and this is what you'll have him. Exactly, you have him on our D Ford on another, and you. Oh God.
See, and the thing is, he's got an expiring contract. The Cowboys will look at that and say, "Well, he's still a rookie contract. Okay, y'all want DeMarcus? Go ahead."
I mean, they're already setting Dak up for failure.
I know.
They're already. You look at them; they're already setting Dak up for failure. You went and got him these weapons, but what y'all always complaining about, saying the man can't throw the ball. So you go set him up for failure because you don't want to give him that payday. That because of the record and because what he's done within his rookie contract, you're gonna have to pay him.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think DeMarcus Lawrence is asking for a lot of money, but
Parag will fix him. Parag will fix him so he comes out with a nasty contract and make him like it. I don't know how he does that, but if Jerry Jones has no choice now. David Irvin lost his mind. Randy Gregory never had his mind, and the Dallas Cowboys are treadmilling. That defense was good last year. They're going backwards. So
I love it. I love watching. Every day is Christmas for me down here. Right now.
We all these
Cowboy fans suffer, and I was like, yeah, enjoy it.
We're going to get back to the question because we're going to run out of time here in a minute. But hey, your friend of mine, Devon, is on the line. He says, "What about a trade for a second?"
A trade for a second round pick?
Yeah, Devon, you mean a second? A second. I'm not sure it's Devon. Devon, finish that up. I was curious about that too. I didn't know if Courtney understood that or not. Devon, fix that for a second. What? Gucci Boy says Williams is not Aaron Donald. I'm tired of hearing that narrative. You know, I think that people do.
There's nobody that's Aaron Donald.
Yeah, people just play with Aaron Donald's name like it's nothing. Yeah. Go ahead.
With players, they always give you a comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, just like people are saying what they're saying about Abrams, right? Well, they compare him to DJ Swearinger. But DJ Swearinger has great ball skills. Mm-hmm. But he was also a steal when the Texans got him. Yeah. When he was first to Texas. But I mean, I guess with Quinnen, that's the only person they can find that they can compare him to. I mean, unless you want to try to, what you want them to say, Warren Sapp? Warren Sapp's first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, it's Warren. You can't compare him to Warren Sapp. No. He has the build. He's smaller than Warren, but he's more of a Aaron Donald type build. So you find somebody you compare him to. No, I don't think nobody's gonna say that he is good. I'm not saying that he is Aaron Donald or gonna be better than Aaron Donald. But if he is 80% of what Aaron Donald is,
that's very good.
That's all.
That's Pro Bowl. Yeah.
But this is the thing: if you don't think the guy destroyed, literally almost single-handedly destroyed the best offensive line in college football in Oklahoma. Kyler Murray was having nightmares this first half.
I gotta go back and see that game. I bet I can find it on YouTube. Hey, Devon's he's back with his complete question. He says a second pick in the first round. Because you didn't entertain a trade down, did you?
No.
All right.
Now with a second pick, it would have to be if we did it'd have to be. I'm trying to think. It had to be somebody that would want, and somebody. It's going to be somebody that either wants Quinnen Williams or Bosa that's going to make the trade. Yeah,
because Murray's probably already gone. Courtney, are you saying you don't want to go too far down in the first round? Because is that what you're thinking? Because I'm thinking
I don't want to go too far down because everybody's talking about now. Unless you get if we traded somewhere and we got like the Giants pick that they didn't want to that whole OBJ situation, but if we got the Giants pick and of course Bosa would be gone, Williams would be gone. I think Josh Allen would probably be gone. But another person I think, if we did get to that 6th pick and he's there, is Montez Sweat out of Mississippi State. Yes, I know he has a heart condition. There are several players with heart conditions in the NFL. But you got to think about this. Yeah, he got a red flag as a heart condition, but he put up the numbers he did at the combine and what he did his whole career at Mississippi State with a heart condition.
Yeah. And ran
so
the fastest. So
obviously not stopping him too much.
I know. I mean, he ran the fastest of a man from his position. Hey, Courtney, here's the thing, though. The Giants, you think the Giants want anything other than a quarterback they can groom for Peyton? Because Peyton has one more season like he did. They won't have to let him go. The New York fans are going to come and just kidnap him and drive him off somewhere. Because Peyton has been struggling. OBJ is gone, and fans are already blaming Peyton.
Well, I think what happened is that when they drafted Saquon Barkley, they just went and said, we're going to get the best player in the draft. Yeah. Instead of saying, oh, we need to find somebody because we got OBJ, you had 3 weapons. You had OBJ, you had Shepard, and you had the tight end. I can't think of his name right now, but the tight end, and
I know you're talking about. He was awesome the year before last.
yes,
What is
but
his name? Chapman.
also
Who's that? Who's that tight end in New York? Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I can't think his name.
I
It'll
know.
pop up in my head in a minute. But if you do, I think they really should have went after a quarterback last year. If I was them, I would have done that. But I don't know what they're doing now. But they've been saying they think they might go after a pass rusher instead of a quarterback, because I think what it is that if they do get Haskins, they're not going to start him. They're going to let him sit. They're going to sit him.
Yeah.
They're going to sit him.
Oh, we're thinking Evan Ingram. Thank you, Brunell.
That's
Evan
it. That's
Ingram.
it. Evan
Yes.
Ingram. Yeah.
Eli had all the weapons in the world, though. But the
no
offensive line did not. Yeah, the offensive line didn't let him throw to nobody. So, you know.
I was talking to Devon the other day, and I told Devon, I said, if you want, for all these people that, like myself, is not a fan of Donald Trump, if you really want him gone, hire the Giants offensive line to be his Secret Service detail.
That's cold.
You ain't got to worry about it.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, we're going to move to the next question, though, because we are running out of time here. Brunel Jacobs wants to know, if we draft Bosa, would you be happy with the pick? Could you live with that?
Oh, yeah, I could live with it. I'm just saying, like I said, I like Bosa.
Yeah.
I like Bosa. It's just that, like, to me, that pressure up the middle, because you got guys on the end that run past quarterbacks all the time. But when you got a guy like Defoe, that's 6'7", and he's in your face. Then you look up, you think this guy's double team, but he split the double team so damn fast that he's right there in your face too. Well, if you got both of these guys, or as strong as he is, he can drive centers backwards. So, like a scenario, say you got Defoe in the 3 and he's in the 1 technique. So he's in between the guard, almost right in between the guard and the center. And you got Defoe in the 3.
Yep.
Defoe's getting the 1-on-1. So what if you have somebody, what if that guy that's supposed to be helping Quinnen, block Quinnen, because Defoe don't necessarily use don't take his gap. He decides, okay, I'm gonna swim back to the other gap.
And Courtney,
now this guy's trying to help him.
I just got a question on that, though, Courtney. Would an OC actually? Who do you double team? See, here's the thing. You can bring the tight end over and maybe have a wide receiver and you're running back and everybody just try to hit. I'm trying to understand how many linemen, I've counted the guys on the offensive line, and I'm thinking to myself, if I've got Defoe hitting that B gap and I got Quinnen anywhere on the front line, I mean anywhere, what in the world do they do? Because DeForest, Butler, or Quinnen Williams, you're not going to do it with a tight end.
You're going to have to have him.
And one offensive lineman's not going to stop either one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying. It also limits certain play. It can cut your play calling down. It limits the plays you run. If guys are constantly getting that pressure up the middle, it limits a lot of play calls. You got like going back to, like I said before, in that in the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, they were putting all that pressure up the middle that Mahomes had to try to run out the pocket. He couldn't stay in the pocket. He just do. I mean, Mahomes is great, but he had to. If you have to constantly keep making that man run out of the pocket, eventually he's gonna end up throwing one across the middle, and he shouldn't be throwing one across his body. But you see Mahomes do it a lot, but the kid's arm talent is insane.
I know. He's the only person I've ever seen in my life in football throw a no-look pass.
Exactly.
I ran that back and forth several times. I said, he really threw it. This ain't no NBA. How did he get away with that? So, I'm impressed with Mahomes. Yeah. And if they did that to him, yeah, you're right. Well, we better jump to the other question. Mike's mission. Let me see. I'm gonna call it Mike Shink 808. Says, do you draft inside linebacker in the later rounds, or would you consider that? I guess because
I was actually debating on that at first, but I really think I know a lot of people think that Mayo guy was a bad pickup. Some people do, but I don't. I really the guy was consistent. He was consistent
and aggressive.
But you got to think about it. Luke Kuechly is in front of you. You're not going to get a lot of plays. You're not going to get a lot of snaps. Luke Kuechly is. I mean, when Luke Kuechly went out, yeah, he started. He didn't play bad at all. But he also gives you that guy, that special teams guy.
Yep.
That can run down and make plays, but he's also that guy that can fill in for the next man. But linebacker, I didn't see. I really thought we might pick up another linebacker in free agency other than. But when I found out that Malcolm Smith restructured his contract, it was kind of. I was like, "So you taking a pay cut?" Because I think he knows that he's slowing down. But when you got a guy, which I think when Quan comes back from that ACL injury, the kids, him and Fred Warner are gonna be studs right there.
That dude
I think it's gonna be great.
Just lightning all over the field.
But I do think we got some other guys that's sitting back, kind of that can make that adjustment to play linebacker or play linebacker effectively. But I mean, I was kind of thinking about going linebacker in probably the third round, but I really felt like the safety and the receiver position needed to be the second. Safety position and the receiver position needed to be addressed.
And you're right. And here's something else too. They gave Malcolm Smith a 1-year deal. They wanted to see if he survives camp. Now, if Malcolm pulls up lame with that famous hamstring injury he likes to have, I think that's going to be it for him. Because here's the thing. You can always get another kid. You got Elijah Lee, who I'd rather see play anyway. You got Ziocha, who should be playing the Sam linebacker anyway. If we put Malcolm Smith to the Sam linebacker, we are begging for teams to start passing on that side of the field. So that's why I'm saying I don't know why they re-signed Malcolm Smith other than just nostalgia and the fact that he's a good friend of ours. I mean, Robert Saleh likes him and visits his family and everything.
Right.
So, I'm a little worried about Malcolm Smith being on the field. If you're going to make him play the backup role, I have no problem with that. He's been restructured his contract. It's not, you don't have to make him play. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen because Malcolm Smith is done.
Yeah, that you can tell that he's that last injury it slowed him down. It slowed him down. It was, but I mean, we got the. If we were able to just steal somebody, from another team, it'd be great. Yeah. But I think I do like Elijah Lee. I think he would be good in that spot. I just, it comes down to coaching. If you coach the guy right, you don't have to worry about it. It was like it was a game going back to that Giants game when they got the first down. When the Giants got the first down, throwing the ball to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley's lined up. Two guys. You got Tuesday. You got Warner, and you have. Foster. Why both of y'all, they took the inside. Two guys not supposed to cover the inside man.
Coaching again. We got to get a couple more questions here because we almost got to cut it off here. Kenny wants to know, who are the first 5 teams picking, and are you sure another team isn't going to pick him up before? First 5 teams? Kenny, I'm not. The first 5 teams picking up, and I'm sure another team is going to pick him before us.
Who, in the first round? We got the second pick.
Okay, there's a mistake. We didn't need this question then. There's a mistake in the question because we confused the people. So never mind. Let's skip that one. Fresh Rider says last year a lot of Niner fans wanted linebacker rusher Tremaine Edmonds. I see Josh Allen as that type of player, and not production, but the ability to cover and rush the passer. Well, because. Courtney, I'm surprised you haven't said anything about Josh Allen tonight. What is your feeling on Josh Allen?
I like Josh Allen, but if you look, and he was criticized about this too. Another person said something earlier about they thought Quinnen Williams took plays off while or quit in that Clemson game. He
Right.
didn't quit. There's different from quitting and being dog tired because you've been out there on the field because you can't move the football. I don't care who you are. If the offense can't move the football,
Yeah, you lose
come
motivation.
that's it. You can't. It's hard to keep going, and you're tired. You're literally giving your all, but you don't have nothing in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, there were times where you seen him take plays off, and I was like, he with his type of builder, his physical gifts that he has, he can't do that. There's no you can't. You can't coach effort. You can't coach.
True.
Either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Either you go give me 100% or you're not gonna give me 100%. So that was the thing that kind of took me out. I was like, that to me, that's what made. And I know I sound crazy when I say this, but I think from what I watched between him and what I seen out of Montez Sweat jumped over him after the combine.
Right. I was getting ready to tell you, Josh has
That's the way I
fall
feel.
behind Ja'Kai, Montez. He was never ahead of Bosa. So yeah, his stock is rolling down. I don't know where it's going. I looked the other day, I couldn't find him in the top 5.
But you also gotta look at him. Once again, it also comes down to, like I said, with my draft, I based it on our scheme, on what we run, because you got certain teams. Okay, just like the reason. Look, take Jadeveon Clowney. His first year wasn't all that great. Yeah, he got hurt. His second year, he started coming along. Then all of a sudden, he started going for it. Well, when you have to make that adjustment for where you were a hand in the ground, I got the green light coming after the quarterback, and you're not gonna stop me. I'm gonna destroy what's in front of me. I gotta stand up, and now I gotta fight off a guard that's pulling towards me. I gotta fight off. I can catch a crackback block being from a slot receiver. I don't know if it's coming. I mean, it's different when he was on that ground. He had a different type of confidence. Now, that's why I say a lot of guys that D Ford, I know people didn't like it, but with D Ford, he's played in a 4-3 scheme before he got to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So it translated. Just like it didn't work with, and I know people hate, I know Niner fans, I'm sorry, but Balky's punk ass, when he drafted Tank Carradine. You drafted Tank Carradine, and we were running a 3-4. And Tank Carradine's a 4-3 edge rusher.
That's
defensive end.
You
drafted him. And you seen how big Tank Carradine was. And you expected that man to stand up and move all that around. It's not the same for him because his hands been on the ground his whole, career pretty much. And then all of a sudden, okay, I got to stand up. You asking me to cover in space. You asking me to also rush the passion. Things like that. So I think what it is, it just comes. A lot of the stuff comes down to scheme. If you don't draft guys that fit your scheme,
then it's a point.
It's not gonna work. And I just think Josh Allen could fit it, but I think it would take him longer to get acclimated.
Let's get. We got time for one more. Wait a minute. West Coast 57257. You must ask that question early on. Why are you ignoring our needs? Edge, wide receiver, offensive guard, free safety, defensive tackle, and as aren't needs. Well, he did address wide receiver, offensive guard, free safety. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. You can't get everything in one draft, though, and you got to. Address West Coast 57257. He believes that edge, wide receiver, offensive guard, free safety, defensive tackle, and he did say West Coast. You think we need a strong safety? He did say he got Abrams, right? But as far as edge, actually, the only thing you didn't get was edge. You looked at everything else. No,
Well,
you got defensive
that's
tackle.
what I was
Yeah,
saying.
he said, yeah.
You
The only
have
thing you didn't address
you
is the
have
edge.
okay. Well, you have D Ford. John Lynch has already said the guy is not there to play linebacker. He's there to play your defensive end as a
Yeah.
pass rusher. So you got a pass rusher on one side. They're trying to work with Eric Armstead, and I understand that. That's cool. But like I said, if you got okay, put it like this: if D Ford does his job and he plays spectacular, and you got Defoe doing what he doing, and you got Quinnen Williams does what he does, who do you think they're gonna try to run at? Who's left? Who's left to make the play? The
Again.
other guy on the opposite side. They gonna eat towards you because those other guys. And guess what? We're in pursuit on the backside. Guess who's over here? This end over here is holding containment, doing what he do for these guys to get there. But you can. There's also ways you can. I think Solly is probably gonna become that utility knife if they don't trade him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like that Swiss Army knife. Okay, well, we need this. We need you to play the edge right now, so you're gonna have to play in.
And Courtney, you know what? You put Eric Armstead over there with all that violence going on in the middle of the line of scrimmage. I guarantee Armstead's going to have a fun time. Also, you got my boy Ronnie Blair coming off that edge too. Ronnie Blair gets in the backfield when nobody else does.
I like him. I like him. Another thing we have to look at, and also I was saying is that I'm thinking about is we still got Contavious Street.
Yes.
Who is at 100%.
And
the guy fast. Come on. So you got those guys. You got Ian Taylor, who came on towards the end of the season. DJ Jones, Julian Taylor. I said Ian. Julian Taylor, and you also have DJ Jones playing very well towards the end of the season.
Put him at the NT.
When they started putting him in there. So what you also got to look at is you got guys that are. If Eric Armstead finally does what, because there were times I will admit that he got there, but just didn't make the play.
Didn't make the play, yeah.
Or he just didn't make the play. Well, dude, you 6'7". If you can't sack him, put your arms in there.
Use your leg, Eric. Oh, so
put your arms in there.
Yeah.
So that also helps. But you got to think about it. If we're getting that much pressure, secondary is going to come up and make plays. So you won't be complaining as much about it not having an edge rusher on one side as far as you have, I got an edge rusher here. I got two guys in the middle that can stop the run and rush the pass. And this guy over here just
another good point, Courtney, because now most fans are complaining about, why don't we ever call a blitz? Solid never calls that blitz because we'd get toasted. The quarterback had too much time to throw, and the blitz wasn't going to reach it. Now, with all that violence which we created in the front now, you can call that blitz any number of times during every series if you want to now, because the quarterback's already in deep trouble. The blitz just puts an exclamation point on it. Now he better not try to throw it. See, I like what's forming here.
Pressure bust pipes.
Bam.
Pressure bust pipes.
We got two more questions we'll have time for. He's so right. Hey, question 6 says, good draft, Courtney. I see you want Abrams to be the cam of our defense, a big dog in the backfield, like when we had the real 38. Nice draft, right? That's just a sort of pretty big acknowledgement. Daniel also, and Daniel, SF 49ers fan, 524. I would love if your number 2 pick becomes our Cam Chancellor. Okay, that's pretty much the same thing. Well, let me just go ahead and finish it, though. He says, but we still did not address our free safety problem. But he kind of, Courtney believes he can actually play both free safety and strong safety. And whether that's a matter of opinion.
It's not something that I think he'll start at right away, but. What I don't want them to do with him, and I don't think it'll happen, is like I said, there's a lot of guys that knows he can play strong safety, but he has the feet and the speed and the recovery skills to play the free safety. because he can cover. Because, like I said, one of his strong suits is he's decisive and he reads plays well. He diagnoses things quickly. But like I said, you can say somebody, oh, he's not slow enough to get, oh, he's not fast enough to get here, he's not fast enough to get there. But I'm fast enough if I see it before you do. If I see the play coming, or if I see it and I read this play like I'm taught to do, and I see it, I see what's happening before you do. No matter how fast you are, I'm gonna beat you there anyway. Because in my mind, I already have the leg up. It's like with the offensive line. The offensive line, what the offensive line has over the defensive line, the offensive line knows to play, the defense doesn't. And it's your job to stop it. I can walk up there and tell you what play I'm finna run, but if you can't stop it, it's what it is.
This is why I can't wait till camp, because see, iron sharpens iron as they work to death. Now the offensive line is going to get better this year because they got pure hell coming at them at practice on a daily basis. So by the time they see another team's defense coming at them, they should be very good.
Oh yeah, I think that it's gonna come together with the pieces. That's why I said the reason why I picked the players I did, because also another thing, if you look at in Seattle, since Solly was in Seattle, this is where he gets a lot of what he's doing from. You had a good edge rusher. You had a guy like Bennett who was good against the run and could also rush the pass. And you also had that guy in the middle that could wreak havoc. They had a big. You look at B-Bane left. That front, and look at they still got another good guy in the interior.
Because they run that hybrid as well. Yeah.
Right. So it's when you're running defenses like that, what you do in the middle is great. If you're not getting any pressure in the middle, because think about it, if you're not getting any pressure in the middle, that his pocket is clean. His pocket is clean because now he's just sitting there. Oh, I'm not getting any pressure. Oh, you coming from the outside? Oh, these two guys right here block. I'm just gonna step up and run, get a few yards. Or make you think I'm finna run. Don't pass the line of scrimmage. And now I got a guy running wide open because I threw this little pop pass to a tight end or running back that just to run an arrow route or something.
I tell you, this is the last one though, because Antonio McCoy's question's already been answered about. Antonio, we just answered your question about Josh Allen, but Chris Wall says something to think about with drafting Quinnen. If Ford gets injured, we have zero edge pressure again, and if we get Bosa or Allen, we have options and can find ways to use them. By the way, Quinnen, I saw him in an interview say, "I'll play anywhere they put me, and I'll be fine." I was the look at his eye when he said that had me convinced you could actually put Quinnen on the edge. I bet he wouldn't be bad. What do you think?
Well, I think he does. I think he feels that way because, and when you see it, his quickness. Yeah. They've moved Aaron Donald to the edge of this work.
Yeah.
You think Sue's quickness?
I saw Sue come off the edge one time. It actually did very well. I was kind of shocked, but
So when you got guys that size that can move, see, if you're an end and say they don't give you. You're not in the passing situation, or they're not passing the ball. When you got a big guy that's strong enough to push that offensive tackle from getting to his outside shoulder to blocking, and he's holding that edge up. Now you set the edge and not that offensive tackle, which the running back has to cut inside. He cuts inside, and your linebacker help is right there. Well. You put a guy like Quinnen Williams, which Bosa could do it too. I will admit that. But when you're able to put a big body like that and he can set that edge, it's nothing like it because you got a choice. You either go run into him or you about to get cleaned up by the linebacker, or the linebacker who's know? They could be setting a safety blitz, and he blitzes right there.
It's all about calling the right play at the right time. Courtney, we got to stop there, though. Tell you what I'm going to do, Courtney. Hey, fam, get over to the Ronbo Sports app. You'll see a poll in there now. Give Courtney the thumbs up. You'll see an option there. Give Courtney the thumbs up. Come on over and vote and let us know how well received it was today. All right? So, Courtney, with that said, Courtney, I enjoyed your draft a lot. Love the way you got into elaborate explanation of each and every pick, too. So, fam, good job.
No, I appreciate it.
All right.
I enjoyed doing it, man.
Hey, tell you what, next year we will be back. Courtney, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the late night show as it's going to be right now. And I'm going to tell you what, let me talk to you later, fam. Hey, let me hear Courtney. Yeah. Courtney, on the 3, 2, 1, fam, I got to holler. And I heard everybody in the house still up, so you ain't going to wake nobody up. 3, 2, 1. Niners! Yeah! You, Courtney.
All right.
Woo!